I'm with Assets and Arbitrage on this wonderful Wednesday. Um, we just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about a few things, but before, the first family of Bitcoin wants to remind you to
Be stacking your satoshis, your ounces, and anything else that you may be stacking in. Stay stacking, stay dollar cost averaging. It is the best way to do it. We see the prices over 73,000, which is incredible. So everybody's happy. It's a great Bitcoin Wednesday.
and it's been pretty stable like that all day.
All day, yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, there's a lot of stability. So people should be happy. People should be happy. There's no top to this chart. And go look at your technical analysis. There's no top to this chart, and that's a great thing. Somebody you should get to, and I want to give a shout out to him, Will Clemente.
Oh yeah,
He is
it's adorable.
he is wonderful at technical analysis,
Mhm.
and he's wonderful at using Glassnode
Mhm.
and the tools over there at Glassnode, and he'll give you great information. So if you just catch him on Twitter, and then he's often a a guest on Anthony Pompliano's show.
Pump.
Yeah, Pomp. So you can catch him over there with Pomp too, man. Will Clemente give out some good game. And he's a young man. He's a very young man, very intelligent.
Hmm.
So
And heavy in the game.
yeah. Check him out. Check him out for sure.
Speaking of Wills, we want to welcome Will 45 to the room. Thank you so much for joining, Will. You've been on
What, Will?
every live for a few shows well now, so I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to tap into our content. I'm hoping that you guys who are watching us are subscribing to Simon Family Investment Ventures YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
We never sell you guys anything. If you guys want to support us, please support us by subscribing to our YouTube page. If you have Twitter, or what we like to call X now, definitely please, in the drop down, go ahead and follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I put out some good game on Twitter. Some different charts, some different information that I find. I spend my days doing research, so I definitely give you something over there on Twitter. Our YouTube page, great page. You'll see these videos over there, but we have some other videos, some other things outside of Bitcoin, right?
yeah, and Simon and I are going to be working on some bonus Bitcoin content that will be exclusively over there. Again, you never have to pay for anything. It's not a Patreon or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
But just you subscribing, sharing our content, that's how you're able to support us. You don't have to send us a dime, but we are asking for your support in subscriptions and the sharing of the content. Oh, Tawana Mayo, thank you so much for joining us
Hey,
again.
hello, Tawana.
Tawana, let me know if I hope I'm saying your name right. It looks like Tawana, right? Mayo. um
Jay.
assets.arbitrage at gmail for now. For those of you who watch the show and are familiar, our business inbox got hacked. I'm fighting for the custody back of my box. So my inbox. So please, send the emails for now over to assets.arbitrage at gmail. It's in the drop down. This way we can reach out to you. You know that Simon and I answer every single email. Some of you had some questions about Bitcoin Zay's book that we are expectantly waiting for. Right now, the update is looking like Juneteenth, which is a great, time for him to drop that new book.
Yeah.
He's also going to send us some content information. But one of the things that you guys really should be tapping into is Bitcoin Zay gives us 33 free ways to earn Satoshis, right? So, in addition to you guys dollar cost averaging, stacking your sats, whatever we're saying now that's trendy, you can have 33 ways of earning those sats without having to pay for them. So you definitely want to check his book out when it comes out on Juneteenth. And of course, for those of you who need the information on how to order his book, how to order his trading cards, what's going on with the action figure, you guys can send me the information on assets.arbitrage and I will give you the information you need. So we definitely wanted to shout that out. Least but not last, well, I have one more after this. Your content cousin, BK Crypto, who's usually first in the room but isn't today, um, internet is acting spotty.
Oh,
Let me know, you guys, in the chat if I'm in and out. I've been struggling with the internet all day. I don't know what else to do with it.
okay.
But your content cousin, BK Crypto, has crypto swag. Bitcoin 73,000 has been stable at 73,000 all day. If there was ever a time to buy some swag, this is the time to flex on them.
Mhm.
That you are not a Johnny come lately, and even if you are, welcome to the party. And go on and wear your crypto swag. Also, BK Crypto has an educational group.
Yes.
Some of the proceeds from the crypto swag goes towards supporting that education group in order to grab an orange pill to people we do not have access to. So if you want to help support, if you want to do some type of philanthropic work, just buy some Bitcoin swag for yourself, and that helps others.
That's good. That's definitely good.
Oh, wow. Tawana said that they are just getting over losing 5 figures in the Celsius mess. They're supposed to be giving them a percentage back, but they've almost moved in. Not sure what they almost moved in means.
Almost moved in.
Yeah, you might just clarify that last statement for me, Tawana.
Yeah, that's Celsius. That was a mess. I got caught up in that BlockFi mess. You know, it's got to be so careful out here in this community, right? And that's why I kind of just all Bitcoin because there's no rug pulls and silliness and stuff like that. So I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm
that
sorry
about that.
about
I'm
that
sorry to
too.
hear about that.
But I think in this game, everybody has suffered some sort of loss. It's part of the risk
Yeah, it's
in
part of the game.
investment. Really, I hate to say it like that, but maybe we can make it up in profits.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
You guys, we're having some technical difficulties. Give me just a moment. I think we need to to a new network.
that's good.
It's not,
Okay.
but I don't have a new network to hop on to.
Yeah, and with the Celsius.
All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I've been struggling with the internet like all day since early this morning. So, Tawana, thank you so much for clarifying. You've moved on from being pissed, and we have to, right?
Yep.
You take the W's, you take the L's. It's
Yeah.
just we understand it though. We took a good loss with BlockFi.
Well, I'm still fighting for it,
We're
but
trying to get it back, but we probably
I'm
won't get it
still
back.
fighting over there.
Probably won't get it back.
So like she said, you take the
Take the W's with the
yeah.
L's.
So that was unfortunate. As they I think Celsius too, because I researched Celsius. They offer you the dividend for keeping your coins on their
Just like BlockFi.
hmm?
Just like that.
Yeah, keeping your coins on their exchange. And as everybody knows, they would tell you don't keep your coins on an exchange, but they gave you an incentive to do it. So you might keep a little bit on the
So
exchange to
funny.
get
To
the
get the,
dividend,
yeah.
and then you get caught like that,
Be
and
like,
they just catch you. You don't keep your whole thing on
yeah,
there.
no.
But yeah, they caught you and stuff. They were offering loans, leveraged against your coins and things like that. So yeah, I mean, it sounded like a good game plan,
Mm-hmm.
but these exchanges just kept going down, going down, going down.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody you had to hustle and get your stuff back in your wallets,
Mm-hmm.
get them back in your
Maybe
wallets.
I feel like my back is too.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, so you had to hustle and get them back in your wallets, and then, But yeah, they caught a few of us. They caught a lot of us, to be honest. And so yeah, definitely sorry to hear about that.
The other thing I wanted to say, Tawana, is I pray that as Bitcoin continues to boom, that you make 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times more than whatever it was that got lost on the exchange. So hopefully, right? Prayerfully, we're gonna have positive mindset that you'll gain that back and more in a different part of your portfolio.
Yes.
So a few things we wanted to chat about
Uh-huh.
as we are enjoying this wonderful Bitcoin boom, the nostalgic days of when Bitcoin was in the 60,000s. We're excited. Y'all, it's in the 70,000s. It's even better than those nostalgic days, right? And we're gonna continue to watch every single day to see how high it goes, where this no
Yeah.
top is.
Yeah, where's the no top? You gotta find a new top.
And
All
as
right.
Max Kaiser says, Bitcoin has no top because fiat has no bottom.
Wow.
Right? Coined by the great American poet Max Kaiser, Bitcoin poet Max Kaiser.
Yeah. And oh, go ahead. I'm
No, you
sorry.
go.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So as we're doing the Bitcoin boom, which is what I'm going to be calling it, I'm always talking to you guys about the shift in perspective, doing some housekeeping, some mental housekeeping, mindset housekeeping, stuff like that, right? For some of us, it's just a bit more money and people are used to having the money. But for others, this is the road, right? This is the beginning of a life-changing situation.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to develop the mindset, and not just the mindset, but the habits, the behavior that go along with this new wealth attraction that I would like to call it, Bitcoin energy. You're tapping into that abundance, you're tapping into that prosperity because you are investing in it, right? It's like how you invest in a person, you're tapping into that energy, you're
Yep.
connecting with them,
Mhm.
right? You want to begin to kind of get things in order. You hear people like, I'm going to get my life right now. I want to get my life in order. I want to get my house in order. I want to get my wallet in order. Hi, Michelle. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you
Hello,
so much for
Michelle.
joining. So
Yeah, you said you get life in order.
get your life in order, get your house in order, get your wallet in order.
One of the worst things you hear is, I don't know, when you say I'm about to go back to school.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that in order, right? You're not,
That-
you're not new on parole or anything, and maybe you are, right? And you want to kind of get some stuff going.
That's verse 48 talk.
But I know it's first 48 talk. But
Just was
you
like-
want to begin to, if you have not already, you want to begin giving consideration and examining your situation to determine what habits you need to develop, what behaviors you need to develop and implement in order to really maximize and optimize this season of abundance for you, this season of
Yeah.
prosperity for you, with Bitcoin having no top. For our community, it is almost like the first time that you feel you have all of the options in the world. It's the first time you feel like I have options, I have decisions I can make, I have goals that I can now really reach for. I have a life-changing amount of money, and maybe you don't yet, but if you continue to dollar cost average and tap in to Bitcoin, you will. There's a freedom that will come along with it, and it's really time for you to start examining yourself and planning. Now, the Bible tells us that Above all, the heart is deceitful. And when the Bible talks about the heart, they're really talking about the mind. People don't like to write things down, and I know that that comes with a form of laziness. But your mind, your brain is deceitful. You feel like you can remember this, or yeah, I remember it, I won't forget it, or yeah, I understood what you said, or yeah, I completely understand this thing. And once you start to write it down, you realize how much you forgot, misunderstood, transposed, messed up, and you don't have what you think you have up here.
Yeah, sometimes when you catch good game on YouTubers, we follow the same YouTubers over and over, but when they're dropping good game,
You should have a notebook and a
yeah,
pen.
notebook and pen and writing this stuff down. Like, oh, okay, I got this, I got that, and you can go back and read over it because I've written stuff down that I kind of forgot, and I read over it again.
Mhm.
I said, okay, yeah, I'm back, I'm back.
How many notebooks does your wife have?
You got our notebooks all over the room. Yeah, you got all over
I
the
got
room.
more notebooks than purses, and that's saying a lot, y'all. So, what I'm saying is, when you listen to millionaires, deca millionaires, they often say the same things, and you want to peep game. You want to, take a moment to take note of how they operate. Many of your deca millionaires, many of your CEOs, many of your influencers who you know for a fact, because the proof is the pudding, it ain't
Yeah.
even in it, it is the pudding. They always have and keep their goals in front of them. Many of them will tell you, I write my goals down every day. I write my goals down every week. I review my goals every week. Maybe they write it down once, but they review that thing every day or every week, right? Notice how close the intervals are of review. I do want to welcome Mark Saunders to the room. Thank you, Mark,
Oh,
for
Mark Saunders,
joining us.
what's up,
Thank
Mark?
you so
What's
much for
up?
joining us. Um, but you
And
go ahead.
and to say because you have people in this space who are giving away
Free
free information, and you have somebody like a Michael Saylor, who is he astrophysicist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shout out to my fellow astrophysicist. He's giving out free game, and he gives it out. Interview after interview after interview, he's telling you, and it's simple. He's telling you very simple things, but he's telling you the same thing. And you understand how he put Bitcoin on his right,
Mm-hmm.
and so
And he has a 99-year plan for his
yeah,
Bitcoin. In order for you to have a 99-year plan for your Bitcoin, it means you have a hell of a roadmap.
you
And
do.
that's what we're going to be talking about today.
And you got to listen to people like Raoul Pal, right, who used to work for Goldman Sachs on Wall Street, physically worked for Goldman Sachs on Wall Street, pulled away. He tells you about Bitcoin. Lynn Alden, she gives away free games. She gives away a newsletter, a very comprehensive newsletter that people should subscribe to
Every 6 weeks?
every
Every
six
6 weeks.
weeks.
We
Yeah,
get that
and this is
newsletter.
free game from people who have high knowledge in the community.
High
Safety
technical
and the
knowledge.
Moose. He's wrote the book, the Bitcoin Standard, and then the one came after that is the Fiat Standard.
Mm-hmm.
Go check those books out. Right, he's giving away game. There's a lot of game to be gotten here. Max Kaiser, Stacy
Absolutely.
Herbert, they give away the game. So you have to understand that and use this free information. President Bukele, I can go on and on and on, but these are people who are in the space giving away good information.
Tawana said they appreciate all the free information from all of the leaders. Bitcoin is certainly worth studying. It absolutely is. A lot of people have the narrative that if they have more money, it solves all of their problems. If they have more money, life would change. Yes, but you also have to understand that your behavior, right, your mindset has to change. Your habits that you have, you may need to unlearn some of those and relearn new ones, et cetera, right? And there is a way that the wealth operate that people who lack significant wealth, they operate in a completely different manner. And of course, it's programmed that way and on purpose because the 1%ers want to keep the 99%ers 99%ers. They don't want the 1% to turn into 5 and then 12 and then 22 and then 35. They don't want those numbers to get bigger.
Right. And so, I'll mention it multiple times, but I'll mention it again. Wealth, by definition, is just your assets versus your debts, right?
Right.
So there's no number tied to wealth. People keep throwing this number around 100,000,
Mm-hmm.
and then a millionaire, then a billionaire, and like you're not wealthy until you're a millionaire. That's not true. Your wealth is what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Like Andy Shackman, friend of the show, he says gold and silver are wealth.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have gold and silver, then you have wealth, right? And so don't let the number throw you off where you're like, and I'm not here yet, I'm not there yet. No. As long as you're building your wealth, you're building something of value. That's really what the game is to build something of value.
Um, Tawana says, love Jeff Booth's philosophy on changing the world for the better. Okay,
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Shout out to Jeff Booth, man. He's very thorough. He's a very thorough person. I'm sorry I didn't mention him, but yes, he is also very thorough in his analysis in the game that he drops.
So some of the things that you're going to want to incorporate, and you incorporate whatever works best for you, but you definitely want to start doing things differently if you haven't already. So today is March 13th, right?
Mm-hmm.
By now, the rest of the world has abandoned whatever goals they had January 1st.
They gave up.
Right?
Nah.
Right? People stop going to the gym, people stop eating clean, whatever it is that people typically put together on January 1st. This is the time for those of you who are serious, right? Where I'm going to talk to two groups of people. So let me talk to the first group first.
Okay.
For those of you who have been planning, who have been working towards your goals, March 13th, this is the period of review because April 1st is coming. Well,
Yes.
Aaron, what's April 1st? April 1st is second quarter. If you're a business person, you know that you want to, at this point in time, start reviewing the things that you've accomplished from the 1st of January and see what else needs to be done before you get to April 1st. It might also mean that you need to revise some of your goals
Mm-hmm.
and place whatever can't get done by April 1st into second quarter goals. Okay? So, like Simon and I were sitting down and we run our house, we raise our children, we run everything like a business.
Yes, indeed.
Because running it like a business comes in the form of discipline. It comes in the form of consistency. We build roadmaps for our personal goals, right? We build roadmaps for the podcast. We have roadmaps
Yeah.
built for our business that we run together. I have roadmaps for the business that I work for. The children create roadmaps for their athletic goals. My son is a professor of English at university. He has roadmaps for his
Yeah.
curriculum,
He
the
does.
direction he's going to carry his class, and that is how we run our household. If you are the second group who's like, you know what, Aaron, I really like that 12-week year. I want to start kind of running my life quarterly. What do I do? This is the time, right? March 13th through 15th, right? Friday's the Ides of March. This is the time you want to start planning your second quarter. These are the things I would like to accomplish in quarter two. I didn't do anything for quarter one because I didn't know to do it. So these are the goals I want to accomplish. So what you're doing is you're taking your life portfolio, you're listing it out on paper so you can see it and touch it and feel it and smell the paper. You want to fully engage with this tangible list you are creating. You want to take the list from the ether, which I call your brain, and bring it into the third dimension, which is your notepad and your pen.
Mhm.
There's a significant correlation from your handwriting and your brain,
Yeah.
right? This is why you want to perform this activity, this exercise.
What does it do in your brain?
It creates what's called a new neural pathway.
Exactly.
So a fit brain, a brain like let's say it's like a muscle, it's not, but it's like a muscle. An exercise brain, one that works out quite often, would look like a dry pack of oodles and noodles with all those grooves and stuff, right? So every single time you learn something new, you physically create a neural pathway in your brain. So it's an electrical impulse that creates a deep groove into the tissue.
Mhm.
And the more you do it, the deeper the groove gets. The more you do it, the deeper the groove gets. That's why there's a lot of things you can do without thinking, like
Yes.
driving. What else can we do like on autopilot? If you worked a job for a long
No, you're
time,
doing an autopilot.
many processes you probably can do on autopilot without making a lot of errors or mistakes. Um,
And like we said, our second book will be on neuroeconomics,
mhm.
and
We'll
that
talk
plays
more
a
about it.
big part in there with neural pathway building.
And
While
habit
you
development.
while you and as far as in purchases and things that you want to invest in,
Hmm.
there's a way that you can have a different mindset, build those grooves that she's talking about.
Right. So what you want to do, like I said, you're going to write down for the planning of quarter 2, you want to write down your goals
Hmm.
for education or professional development. You want to write down your goals for your finances, right? Bitcoin is doing great, but what do your goals look like? Where do you want to go with this? Since Bitcoin is running, do you want to formulate a plan to maybe go harder with your investment and maybe start investing more of your cash in order to save your purchasing power, in
Yeah.
order to save your economic time and labor, right? You want to maybe develop some goals for that. So I said professional development, education,
But also,
finance.
I slide in there personal development.
I was going
Please
to
do
get there.
not don't. Personal development is very important.
Right? What does your roadmap look like for your personal development? What would you like to accomplish? And at first, what I would suggest is all of the goals you want to do, right, in these categories in your life portfolio, and then you can start pulling out the specific goals. This is what I want to do in quarter 2. This is what I want to do in quarter 2. Because some of your goals may be longer term and you may need to, this can't get started till quarter 4 for whatever reason or what have you. Okay. So we said personal development, professional development, education, health. Definitely have your health goals. We said finance,
Finance.
your spiritual development, right? Do you want to get closer to the Lord? Do you want to read your Bible more often? Whatever those spiritual goals may be, um, definitely get those down and then start organizing your goals and what you would like to start in quarter 2. Now, for those of you who are new to this, don't be discouraged if you don't get a lot of this stuff done within the quarter. But during the quarter, you should be constantly reviewing, like as you accomplish stuff, you're checking that off, you're revising some of your goals. Maybe you're crossing them off because you've completely accomplished it, or you may need to revise it in order to maybe create a second tier of it, more progression of it, or you simply need to move it into quarter 3, quarter 4, right? Just like you would run a business.
Yeah.
So this is the time to do that. I also challenge you guys, it's March 13th. With Bitcoin running, I challenge you guys to do what we call the 100 goals. Many of your millionaires, your deca millionaires, many of the CEOs that you guys are familiar with, a lot of them have the 100 goals. They sit down and they write from 1 to 100, and they write all of the things that they want to accomplish, even if it's big dog dreams, right? Even if it seems outlandish, but it's something that you want to do.
Mhm.
And they write these 100 goals down. Now, with your 100 goals, that can be anywhere from 2 to 5 to 10 years. It shouldn't span longer than a decade in order to accomplish it.
Yes.
And what they saw is, and I read this in a few productivity books, is that many people accomplish 90% of those goals
Hmm.
in a 24 to 36 month period. So that's a 2 to 3 year period. Why? Because they're constantly looking at these goals, they're constantly working towards them, they're constantly crossing things off, right? Kind of like a bucket list a little bit,
Yep.
but because these are many of these are businessmen and influencers and so on and so forth. Their money, their wealth is really tied to the things that they do every day. They're constantly reviewing these things. This is the time, family, for you guys to be looking at your household budget and revising that,
Hmm.
right? It's a time for us to go hard. It's time to overhaul. Now, back in the day, in the ancient days, the days of the Bible, y'all know I like to talk about the Bible. In the days of the Bible, your wealth was very physical. It's not like now where everything's digital. Your wealth was very physical, and you had what was called a storehouse. Your storehouse had to be organized in such a way to be able to accept a significant amount of new wealth. If your storehouse was disorganized, one, you don't know how much wealth you really have, right? You don't know how many cattle you have. You don't know how much gold and silver you have. You don't know the things that were considered valuable or currency. If your storehouse is disorganized and you don't know what your inventory looks like, you don't really have a good handle of your wealth. What did that do? It opened you up for your assistants who knew you didn't know what type of inventory you had to
Yeah.
start pillaging it.
Yep.
That's one. Two, when your storehouse is disorganized, you can't really accept new wealth because there's nowhere to put it. And the problem is that if it was organized properly, like a messy garage, right? If it's organized properly, you can fit your 2 cars in there. But if it's disorganized, even in the slightest way, you can only fit 1 car in there. Even a car that you can't fit in there, can't open the doors to get in and
Right.
get out. That was the same with the wealth. If you had the opportunity to gain a significant amount of wealth, you had nowhere to accept it because you were disorganized. It was utter chaos. Just because we live in a digital society doesn't mean that many people don't have disorganized storehouses, right? When the opportunity comes for you to be able to capitalize or what do I want to say?
Capitalize.
But like gain a
Mhm.
significant opportunity, you flounder or you flub it because you weren't prepared,
Mhm.
because you weren't organized, because you didn't know what you had going on or what to do or what have you. You just weren't prepared. And these are the things that we want to avoid in this season of abundance, in this season of prosperity. Family, go over your household budget. Don't be lazy, right? It's tax season. You should already have some of this stuff anyway. Go ahead and download your banking statements, all of them, your credit card statements. Look at how you're spending. If you're spending, you got to be honest with yourself. If you start going through, these are the things that I need. This is my ledger. This is my Chase ledger, right? This is the primary card I use for the house. I'm going through the ledger.
Okay.
Get a pack of highlighters. Your yellow highlighter are the things your house absolutely needs. These are the absolute necessary purchases. Then get a crazy color highlighter like a green highlighter or a pink highlighter and start highlighting the stuff that you didn't really need. Highlight those lunches, those dinners, going to the club,
Those happy hours.
happy hour.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't have
and
a happy hour right now.
spending like, oh, I saw those boots when I was out to go get gas and I went and bought those boots. It wasn't something that I planned or prepared for. And start highlighting so that you can see your behavior.
Mhm.
Right? This is important. Sam and I, we do this every quarter, right? Every single quarter we go through all multiple checking accounts, but we don't have any credit card debt. So we don't, that Simon family, we don't have debt.
Yeah, so we also a while back, a long while back, I would say, we did a show on economic behavior as she's
Yes.
talking about.
Yes.
So yes, that she is right and exact about what she's saying.
So what you're doing is you're organizing your storehouse. You're seeing how much room you have to accept a significant amount of new wealth. You're basically telling the universe that, but you're telling your subconscious, we are making room for a significant amount of new debt. I'm going to look at my habits. I'm going to see where I can tighten up.
Hmm.
Right? And when you start seeing all of those yellow or blue or whatever crazy color you decided to use, it will give you at a glance a significant analyzation of your spending habits.
Yeah, and no shade or not trying to bang on
No,
anybody.
no, no. We're getting the house in
Right.
order. So
But
this is not to shame anyone.
you know that women are 80% of the consumers. So the women got to tighten it up. I'm not trying to be on their head. I'm just telling the truth. They're the ones who are going to buy the things, whether they buy for
But you're
themselves
the ones who
or
are
their
being
children.
marketed to too.
Yeah.
So they're preying on you on
Preying.
purpose because they understand your psychological makeup. Men are producers, women are consumers by nature.
Yes.
Marketers know that. That's why when you look at your advertisements, when you watch commercials and stuff, the majority of those commercials are advertised to women because they know physiologically your makeup, your physiological makeup is to be a consumer. Now, aside from that, we can change those things. We can shift our behavior, we can shift our mindset to be producers. And when I say producers, not like men, but for you to produce, right, a new season
Yeah.
of wealth you can accept into your digital storehouse. 2, looking at that itemized ledger, right? The different color variants, it is going to set off an alarm in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And that alarm that goes off in your brain is going to hopefully encourage you to create a new plan, financial plan, and you'll see how much money you can find
Fine.
to invest more.
So shout out to Bitcoin Zay,
Yeah.
the big homie. He had a post on Twitter not too long ago, and he said if somebody says they don't have any money, ask them how many times
A
they
week.
cook a home
Mm-hmm.
a week. So a lot of this consumption is in eating out
Mm-hmm. And
and
fast food.
and fast food.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the prices must be up really high over there. Uh,
Coffee, Starbucks.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all the little stuff, like I
Snacks.
say, snacks, happy hour, lunches with the
Mm-hmm.
with friends and dinner dates.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the consumption comes through food, and a lot of people tell us, it's too hard to cook at home for one person or two-person people, so they just go out to eat all the
Mm-hmm.
time, right? Or they order in some what you call
You're door
DoorDash and
dashing, yeah.
Rappi and all this stuff, Uber Eats. A lot of that consumption is eating up people's money because somebody just go to the store and cook a meal. They don't want to do that.
And remember, little dutty build big dam. So
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Mhm.
It means, well, my McDonald's was only $6.75 today. Today's the 13th day of the month. How many times this month did you just do? Right? Hear the language. It was just. You don't realize over 30 days, that's a significant amount. Then times that out by 4 months, which is a quarter. Then times that out by the year. Then times that out by 3 years, and you'll
Yeah.
see how big and exponential the numbers get. And then you can begin to understand
Mm-hmm.
that let me re-engineer that, right? How about I put aside $10 a day for just Bitcoin? And he's like, okay, that's no big deal. Just $10. That's not a lot of Bitcoin. That's not a lot of Satoshis. $10 over 30 days is $300. $300 over 4 months is $120. $120 over, right, the 4 quarters. So times 120 by 4, that's a year. Then times that by 3 years, by 5 years, by 10 years.
Yeah.
And just understand how significant that habit becomes in the dollar cost averaging of a Bitcoin that's constantly going up,
Yeah.
right? So just the difference in your mindset. Hear how we're talking. Your lunch was just $6.75, but $10 ain't nothing, especially in America now, right? Because I heard that 50 is the new 20. That's crazy. But so $10 and $20 really isn't a big deal. $20 is the new $10. Maybe I do $20 a day in Bitcoin because that's what I would have eaten out with anyway. And over the 30 days, you have something substantially bigger, and so on and so forth. So you're really trying to program yourself to think and move differently. But the key of this is writing it down and looking at it every day, letting it look at you every single day.
Why they play this me plus?
Okay, hold on a second, baby. Go downstairs and we'll talk a little bit. So that's something you definitely want to do at this time in the middle of March, getting ready for Q2 to take off, getting ready to see what Bitcoin is doing. Like we said, it was very stable at 73,000 a day. This is the first time Bitcoin's ever been 73,000.
Yeah.
So we're on a horizon of newness. We also want a horizon of newness for our behavior. This is the time to roadmap, to plan, to organize. Get that storehouse in order. Know what your inventory is. We talked to the chief last show, and the chief said that he has a catalog of every asset he owns, what ledger it's on, what wallet it belongs to, and so on and so forth, and how much of it he has.
Yeah.
As he dollar cost average every month, he said he'll revise that. We have a similar
Yeah,
system.
she's more organized than me, but that could be me being a little lazy sometimes. But I'm still mostly Bitcoin and precious metals,
Mhm.
so I can just know where my stuff is at right here and right here.
Right.
I got my other little coins, but it ain't nothing. But I keep it in that way of organization for
Right.
us and our family. But let's holler at the chat room, man. Chat room popping out there. What y'all
Okay.
talking about
All
in the chat room? I
right.
can't see. I need my
So,
glasses.
Todd Mack, thank you so much for joining us. Todd said his goal is to put a down payment on some land internationally in 3 to 6 months, right? So,
Looks
Todd,
like
this is the
God.
time to
Let's
go
go.
through your finances, taking a look at everything, writing down the areas that you're interested. How can I afford this, right? We're changing our mindset now. We're changing how we're looking at things, and we're asking questions. We're not making statements or declarations anymore. So if Todd sees a plot of land that he's interested in, and it may look to be out of his range, he can say to himself, I like this. This is what I'm kind of going for. How can I begin to afford this? What are some of the actions that I need to take in order to be able to afford this? If not now, sometime in the future.
Sometime in the
So
future.
these are the developmental habits that we want to begin to build in this new season of Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
New season, new mindset, new habits, new behavior. Okay? Because you absolutely want the mindset to match the wallet.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, moving on.
Oh, Todd said, bring your ties into the storehouse so there would be meat in my house. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Todd, for quoting the Bible, right? And it came to me, I was doing my Bible this morning, but the Holy Spirit showed me this disorganized storehouse. You're asking me for wealth. Well, I can't give you wealth. There's no room for it. When in fact, if you would just clean it up and organize it, you would see how much wealth you can hold in here. So you want to do the housekeeping to accept that significant wealth into your digital and mental storehouses. Todd said that his wife and himself did that last night. They went over they went over a little crypto bags to see where they were, and this is right on time. I'm so glad that this is right on time. Huh? Jake Fever, what up, content cousins? So Jake Fever is our content cousin. Shout out to
Yes,
Jake.
he is. Shout out to Jake.
He wants to know your favorite baseball team. It's the Cincinnati Reds.
Cincinnati Reds, man. All the way since 1981.
Bitcoin Shango, thank you so much for joining us. You always have such great insight and great comments, so I'm glad that you joined the show today. Todd
We
Mack
love you,
said
Jake Fever.
1,200, but I'm not sure what the response of 1,200 is.
1,200 Bitcoin, and then you
Mhm.
rocking it
I don't
out.
know what I don't know
You
what it is.
rocking it out.
Jay said, nah, $40 is the new $5. Well, then you could afford $40 a day for 30 days.
$5 is $40. Oh, man.
Bitcoin Shango said $20 ain't even really gas money anymore. We know.
Oh,
We know. Our gas is by liters, it's not by gallons. And a liter is a way smaller measurement than a
yeah,
gallon.
yeah.
So
It's smaller. Rate adjusted, it kind of is almost the same price.
BK Crypto, I shouted you out earlier, but I'm gonna shout you out again since a lot of the content cousins have joined the room.
Boom.
This is the time, y'all. It's the time for y'all to flex. It's the time for y'all to do I told you so's. BK Crypto, if you go into our drop down, has a website where he sells great crypto swag, great
Yeah.
Bitcoin swag. Definitely support your content cousin. He has a business endeavor, it's a Black business. Let us support our content cousins as the first family of Bitcoin, as the matriarch of that first family of Bitcoin. I am going to ask you to support your cousins like y'all would on a Soul Food Sunday. So go on and grab your swag. Remember, a lot of the proceeds, I don't know if it's a lot, but proceeds from the swag do go to BK Crypto's education group. He has a
Yeah.
crypto education group and is able to orange pill audiences that we don't have access to.
Yeah.
So supporting him actually helps to support to orange pill other people to get into the season of
Yeah, and for
abundance
my,
or the season of
and
prosperity.
definitely for my hip hop heads, BK Crypto, boom. Guess who stepped in the room? Cigar.
Coming from the shower now.
So
It
that's
begins
for my
to
hip
be
hop.
on
That's
the
what they.
MIC with the SSWWVVV.
There she go.
That's 1992, y'all. We're showing
Yeah,
our
we
age.
old. We getting old.
Todd said, I have to go back to the States to be based for a couple of years for school. Not super excited about it, but it is what it is. Find a way to capitalize on that and that TDY. Sounds like TDY, right? But take the time to see if you can physically or virtually social network an orange peel and give people a little bit more breadth and depth on Bitcoin, the season of abundance, to be able to change their life in a way that we haven't been able to do in a long time, because for a century, if not more, we've had shitty monetary policies. So if you can do that, that would make your TDY worth it. I want to welcome DB to the room, who said I
Okay.
need to do that. I'm not sure which one of my 1,000 tasks I gave you to do that you're going to do, but I'm glad that you guys are going to do it. Bitcoin Shango, that is super duper uber new. Everything is new territory for you. It's new territory for all of us.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm saying this is the time for us to share and develop new habits, new behavior,
Yeah.
new mindset, right? Out with the old, in with the new, but just understanding that we've done the old shit and it don't work. Doesn't work.
It work a little
It's
bit.
broken. So we want to do new things. We want to create roadmaps for ourselves. Businesses, we see corporations do hundreds of millions and billions, not hundreds of billions, but hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in profits. What is it that they do besides steal from the everyday person that the everyday person doesn't do? Some of the things that they do are profitable, right? And it's the organization, it's their business processes, it's the way they review things over and over, it's the way they make quick strategic decisions. Okay? Sometimes it's not the right decision, but they made a decision. Make one. And then if it wasn't the right decision, you can take time to analyze what you may have done wrong, re-engineer it, revise it, adjust it, create something new, completely throw it out, create something new, but it's a launch pad for you to succeed in
This
some
is
way.
now this is a neural pathway that she's speaking about,
Mhm.
right? So my wife, my beautiful wife,
Oh.
she works in a very high level with big, what would you call it, big accounts,
Just accounts like corporations and
and
stuff. Yeah,
fast decisions need to be
they
made.
need to be made.
You know, you gotta get on a phone call like, hey, what we gonna do about this? We're gonna do about
You
that.
have to
I
look at
need
new
this.
use
I need
cases.
that.
You have to be
Yeah.
creative, innovative.
And you got to do it right now. It's timelines. It's like it's deadline.
Yeah.
I need this by this.
It's always do yesterday, y'all.
Yeah, it was yesterday. I needed
They
this
want you to
yesterday.
teleport to last Tuesday and get it done, basically.
But it's a neural pathway that is built
Yeah.
where you can make quick decisions, right? I mean, I don't know about the people watching or in the chat room.
Mhm.
We all, well, not we all. I played, you know, pat myself in the back, high level of sports, and so quick decisions need to be made when you're playing, right?
Make a decision.
Make a decision. Make a decision right now. I don't care. This is my coach. I don't care if you make the wrong decision. Make a decision, right? Don't be hesitant. Like, oh, well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. No, you make a decision. You watch football. Quick decisions need to be made every time. Bang, bang, bang.
So luckily, a lot of the things you do don't need to have those quick action decisions, but you do need to make decisions. One of the decisions I'm asking you guys to make is to sit down with a pen and pencil and begin to create your personal roadmap. Treat yourself like an organization. That is what sole proprietorship is, right? When you have a business and you use your personal social security number, you are considered a sole prop. Treat yourself as such. Treat yourself like you would treat an organization where money was on the line. What are your goals? What's your mission? What's your vision? Right? What does your roadmap look like? Where do you want to go? Where would you like to be? How long do you want to take to get there? What are the resources you need in order to get there? Right? What research do you need to do to accomplish A, B, C, D, and E? So these are the things that I'm telling you, you want to begin to sit down and do these things. Once you start getting these things started, I know it seems overwhelming now. I'm going to keep reading, babe. Once you get it going, it's just housekeeping after that. You're just reviewing and revising, crossing off, maybe a little bit of analyzation. So what went very right with this? Let's see if we can duplicate that. And you'll start to see that you're getting multiple up levelings that you've been waiting on and waiting for, but you've been doing it in a passive way.
Gotcha.
You have to be more aggressive with it.
Gotcha. Most definitely.
Okay, y'all. Bitcoin Shango. The word is new, but it was expected as well. Todd Mack said exacto. Bitcoin Shango wants to wish Todd Mack the best of luck in school. He's in school to get into a career and get out of the mainland U.S. Oh, but the co-parent doesn't see it. Things are degrading quick in the U.S. That is correct.
Correct.
Jake Fever, Simon family. Jake Fever finna act a fool with all these gains. I know you about to act out. We know. We know. We can't wait to see it though. For real, Jake. Orlando Kelly, I want to welcome you to the room. Thank you so much for joining us.
Orlando
The right
Kelly.
education will help you preserve your wealth. Not only will the right education help you preserve your wealth, but the right organization of your household and your habits will help you to preserve and build on that wealth,
Yes,
right?
it is.
And we talk about these things because legacy families teach these things to their children when they're preschoolers.
Yes.
What's your plan today? What's your goal? What's the agenda today? Right? They treat their children, their household like organization.
Mhm.
Does it seem dysfunctional? Maybe in some ways it may seem dysfunctional, but it's way more functional and organized than a household that is run with no plan, no vision, no mission, nobody at the helm, right? Everybody is reacting instead of properly responding to the things that are coming towards them. It's a very different type of life because with more money, Biggie told us, more money, more problems. And if you haven't matured along the way, those problems will overwhelm you. Sometimes those problems overwhelm people to the point of destruction.
Yes.
We see rich people gain massive wealth and then lose it.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And,
they do.
now they're on drugs, they're doing crazy stuff, crazy. So we see the craziness all the time. And you haven't prepared your mind to go along with your wealth. And these are the narratives that we want to kind of break because society only wants certain people to have access to wealth, to have access to capital, and to have a lot of options. The rest of them they want to kind of keep down because you cannot be oppressed, you cannot be controlled
Mm-hmm.
when you have options. You just can't. My hair is driving me crazy today, y'all. You just cannot, right? So when we talk about Bitcoin, we talk about the intrinsic independence of it. But with independence comes a significant amount of responsibility. Y'all can't keep saying unbank yourself unless you take on the responsibility the bank did take on for you. The bank kept the ledger. The bank was on top of every single purchase you made, every hour of the day, every day of the week, all year long. You have to do the same, right? The bank is in charge of your deposits and your withdrawals. Did you over withdraw? Did you overspend? Did you not have enough deposits? Did you have a significant amount of deposits?
Yeah, so unbanking yourself comes with a lot of responsibility, as she
Yes,
said.
you got to
And
take that
so
over.
I know that's just a saying in the Bitcoin community, but if you're going to take that on, it's real. It's real out here. And you have to have a strategy for unbanking yourself and a strategy for your family unbanking
Banking.
themselves.
Mm-hmm. Right? If you want to move out of mom's house because she got too many rules, you don't like how she run the household, you now got to pay your own rent. You got to manage your own money so you can pay the rent, the utilities, right?
Okay.
You can have food to eat, clothes on your back, stuff that you like to do in the house, furniture, linen, right? You don't want to have what do the bachelors have? They be having like the garden, the backyard garden chairs and
they got the
tables
bachelor's pad.
as their living room set, right?
It's the little card tables.
The little card tables and
with
stuff.
the fold-out chairs.
You got milk crates that your records used to be in as the seats. When your company
Yeah,
come
man,
over.
cats are sleeping on air mattresses.
Or just put the mattress right on the ground. So that's what we're saying, right? If we're having these narratives of unbank yourself, right? Let's hop out of traditional finance. We're gonna do DeFi and rah 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 rah. Then you have to take on the responsibility that they did that kept you organized. When something crazy going on with your account, what's the first thing you do? You call the bank. And you be like, well, we have to verify your purchases before we can continue to see if this is fraud or not, yada, yada, yada. You have to be on top of your ledger.
Yeah.
How many of you get the fraud alerts and you didn't even call the bank because they're on top of that for you, right? And I'm no way, shape, or form caping for the bank. I'm just saying that in us having an independence, it comes with a responsibility.
Yes, it does.
And it comes with us being organized, consistent, and disciplined.
Discipline. I love that.
All right.
You gotta go up.
No, I gotta go down.
Gotta go up.
I'm going down. Yo, Bitcoin Shango. If I had 1,200 Bitcoin, I don't know what the heck I'd do. That's
Oh,
Bitcoin Shango.
that's
Bitcoin Shango said they would faint. Hi, Let Freedom Ring. Thank you so much for joining the room. Okay, Bitcoin Shango, BK Crypto. I'm gonna hit up your site. We appreciate all your efforts for real. Let's give the flowers to BK Crypto out here doing the education, selling the swag. Don't forget your cousins in Mexico who
man.
probably can't get the
Shout
swag.
out to Brooklyn. Shout
Well,
out
we're
to
definitely
Brooklyn.
gonna buy the swag and maybe raffle it off on the show or something. And I hope that BK Crypto can mail it off to one of our, or maybe a few of our lucky
Yeah, BK
chatters.
Crypto. Shout out to Brooklyn. I hope everything's okay because Aaron's from Queens, so I hope it ain't no. We all good. Queens in the house.
Shut up. Don't listen to him, BK Crypto. Bitcoin Shango, Let Freedom Ring. What's the dealie? OC Benji, thank you so much for joining the room. OC Benji said, preach. I know, right? I should have been like Reverend Aaron Simon or something like that. I am ordained, though, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that, but I am ordained. Ty Mac, just signed up on BK Crypto site. Dear Bid, hi, sweetie. How are you? I missed you.
Dear Bid in the house.
Dear Bit's running some errands, but we'll come back and listen later. We love you, Dear Bit, just in case you don't get a chance to come back. Orlando Kelly, thank you so much for joining the room again. Aim to get at least 0.15 to 1 Bitcoin. Now, I love what Orlando Kelly just did because that took me to my next point. When you're writing your goals, right, you don't want to be vague. You want to do just what Orlando Kelly did. It was very specific, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get at least 0.15 to 1 Bitcoin. Now, what you want to do, Orlando Kelly, is you want to take that up a notch and say, I want to do that in the next 12 to 18 months, maybe the next 24 months, 36 months, but you really want to give it a reasonable timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then if you kind of realize, if you come to the, and this is to everybody and not just to that example, but if you come to the conclusion that this is a little bit bigger, it's a bit bigger than I thought for me to chew, then you want to maybe bring it down a bit. So maybe I want to aim to get at least 0.15 to maybe 0.20 Bitcoin in the next 8 months, 6 months, something like that. But that's perfect, Orlando Kelly. You want to have that specific, add some type of timeline to it, and then keep going back and reviewing it to figure out, like, this is where I am now. I'm a little bit closer. This is where I'm now. I'm going to jot that down, and so on and so forth.
Yes, indeed. You okay? What's wrong with that statement, man?
Oh, bigger than I could chew. I said chew.
Well.
My husband designs and builds substations in Virginia. All these data centers need to be powered by engineers that know what they're doing with the energy we need. Huge roadmaps. Yes, they gird society, we know.
What? You said,
I thought you were going to do your girding society rant.
No, yes, he is undergirded society. And there's a problem with people not going into, as far as college, into STEM related education, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely need engineers. There's multiple stories out about how there's a lack of engineers, a lack of what else is a lack of?
There's a lack of a lot of things that have STEM background. Scientists.
But scientists, a lack of scientists, a lack of professors
because
of science.
STEM courses are harder to accomplish because they're math based.
So big shout out to your husband who's an engineer, and if you have children and stuff like that, that's
definitely
really
steer them towards the STEM.
The STEM.
But if you guys ever get a chance, you want to read like the mindset of an engineer. Now, Lynn Alden by trade is an engineer.
Yes, she is.
Chuck Messler, he is rest his soul. He is one of the best Bible study teachers I think God created in our time.
Yeah, he's off the chain.
He passed away in 2018, but the reason why he was off the chain with it is because he had the mindset of an engineer, the way he took things apart and put them back together. Now, while I am not an engineer by trade, Simon has that linear logical mind, and he really taught me how to
I mean, by trade, I'm still a chemist.
Yes, but I'm talking more of the engineer side, right? That linear logical.
But
let's take this apart.
Like
let's ask questions about it. Let's put it back together. How does it best benefit you? If we put it back together in a different way, does it provide a new utility? all these type of questions that you hear me ask when we're doing the show, your mindset begins to be different. So when you get a chance, one, everybody in this chat, everybody in the room, and we are not sponsored by Amazon Kindle, but should pay for Kindle Unlimited. Meaning you have all of the books that Amazon could possibly offer you for free. You have 10 books a month you can take out. Nobody can read 10 books at the same time a month. So it doesn't matter. You can have it as long as you want to. When you're done reading it, you give it back, you get a new book, right? Look for like engineering mindsets.
Yes.
Read about it, study it, incorporate a lot of the things that engineers do into the way you think, you critically think, you question things, you put things back together in your mind, the way you analyze things, the
Yeah.
way you examine things.
And because of engineers, I want to also say this, definitely be about mathematics, right? Because you need a heavy level of mathematics to be an engineer. But engineering and mathematics go hand in hand. Mathematics is
Language of the
It's
universe.
the language of the universe. And so if you want to understand the universe, you need to understand mathematics.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm not strong in math. He's very strong in math. So
Okay.
I have to leverage my math weakness against his math strength. But I do have the other capacities of the engineering way. And it's easy for anybody to adopt, right? If you can read, you can see some of the ways their mind works. Like just Google a book about engineering mindset. Like how do engineers think? How do they examine things? How do they perceive their world? How do they perceive things that are broken? First of all, they don't perceive anything broken. They see it in a totally different way, which is in a mindset all of its own. I can put this back together and give it 5 new utilities. It's not broken at all.
Yeah.
And the sum of, what do they say? The sum of the parts
Or
are greater than the whole.
than the whole.
Right? That's how engineers see things, that the sum of the parts are greater than the thing together. When I start taking the pieces apart and rearranging them, I've created something new that's going to be awesome for me or for someone else or for everyone else. So these are the different mindset perceptions that we want to take on
Yeah.
in this new highway to Bitcoin.
Yeah, and Bitcoin. And remember, for everybody out there, mathematics is the most spoken language in the world. That's and then people don't understand mathematics is a language.
It's the language of the universe.
It's the
So.
language of the universe. When you go, if I went to Japan and we could
Order
all,
some food, you're gonna be pointed.
No, but we could all sit down on mathematics and the answer is the answer, right?
They say if you sat down with a space alien from another planet, the math would be the same.
Yeah, the answer is the answer.
Now, y'all know I believe in the
And
the
you know,
dome
and you know,
and
because
firmament.
we're big into science and stuff in the household.
But
STEM.
math is God's language, y'all know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and physics and stuff like that. You know, a lot of people came from Eastern Europe. You know, some of the greatest physicists over there, and
The
like
math
you
is the
said,
same.
the answer is the answer.
That's how multiple nations can come together to do these feats in science and get it done. They can collaborate easily because the language is lost in translation, but the math isn't.
Math isn't. And we're gonna do a show on CERN.
Oh,
if you
boy.
guys are familiar with CERN. So I'm trying to get the big brother Zoe Wims to jump in on that, see how he feels about that. But we're gonna do a show
Yeah,
on
we'll talk
CERN
about that.
because it's a lot going on over there in where's it at?
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Is
Okay.
Satan's throne. We'll talk about
Satan's
that another
throne.
day,
That's
y'all.
a big. So y'all let us
Cripwork
know about
said
it.
with the economy today, I had to reevaluate a lot of things, and she is happy she did. This is the time, you guys,
Yeah.
for evaluation. This is the time for review. If you were a business, you would be getting your quarter one summaries together because you're going to have to report that to somebody here in about, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
A week and a half? You don't have much time left. These are the things that happened. These are the things that went right. These are the things that went wrong. This is your profit summary. This is your profit projection for quarter two. This is what we need to do if we didn't have a great profit earnings statement. If we had a poor profit earnings statement, these are the things we need to get into place quarter two. If we had a great profit statement, these are the things we can probably implement in quarter two that we can use some of the profits on, and so on and so forth.
And
you should do the same.
For my people who undergird the United States, this time in March, what would you say farmers are doing? What are they doing?
Farmers?
Yeah.
I don't know. Harvest?
No, they're not harvesting not in March.
What?
You harvest later. They're planting.
Oh, they're
now.
planting.
They're planting.
They're preparing the ground.
They're preparing the ground
Right.
for their harvest later in the year.
Yeah.
Also for the people, for my blue collar workers, because it matters when you know if you don't get your, your apples or your lettuce or this stuff on time.
Todd said, to whom much is given, much is required.
Yeah.
If you're going to give yourself much, it requires that much, right? Heavy lies the head that wears the crown.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say I'm loving how the crypto cousins, the crypto content cousins, are talking to each other on here. They're greeting one another. This is the family vibe the community needs. So I really appreciate you guys giving each other love here in the room.
Yes,
Somebody told Orlando Kelly, you got this, you can do it, with the goal that he presented. So I love it. You guys continue to do that. Big Jake said when he moved out, seasoning was something he didn't think of, but definitely hated buying that, being broke. I get it, right? The little things. The little things that are important.
Yeah, that's catchy.
OC Benji, make it a SMART goal. Yes. So help me, OC Benji. SMART goals they're supposed to be strategic. What does the M stand for? I used to know that by heart, but we're going to pull it up real quick. SMART goals. The acronym stands for how to write SMART goals with examples. Y'all can go ahead and Google this real quick. But here it is. SMART goals. They're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So a little bit about what I said, but very specific. Defining the parameters as they pertain to your goal helps ensure that your objectives are attainable within a certain time frame. So I had mentioned that, like, you definitely want to analyze it to see if you can do it in a reasonable amount of time frame. And if you can't, you definitely want to revise that goal. So it's not, like I said, something that's overwhelming and then it discourages you from continuing forward. So thank you, Jake. Oh, Jake had it too, right next. Shout out to the analytical thinkers. That's just it, right? When I started out, I'm Aquarian. That's how bad of an Aquarian I am. And my mind, it was very abstract. I was very creative, but creative to the point of, I like flighty and airy. And I was analyzing how my husband did things because he's very logical and linear. He was the exact opposite of how I perceived my world, how I engaged in my world, and so on and so forth. And I started to kind of study how he would ask me questions, and he began to teach me how to kind of balance that wonderful creativity, that wonderful innovativeness, but make it more smart, measurable, achievable, and organized, right? But the point of it being that I can be an Uber go-getter and that I'm able to complete every single thing that I start, right? And one of the key things for me is writing things down, looking it over, reviewing it. A lot of people try to do everything in their mind. You hear people tell you all the time, I was thinking about writing a book. And you know what? The thinking just sat right in the think tank. The book never got written. I was thinking about, traveling to another country. And that thought sat right in the think tank. I was thinking about doing this. I was thinking about doing that. But no action ever gets taken to move towards that thing, even if it's unachievable at that moment. When you write things down, you increase the chances of it to become achieved. When you review it, you increase it even more. When you start finding the little things to do in order to get there, you've now increased it even higher until you get that percentage to 100%. Write these things down, analyze them, cross them off, ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. Write the questions down, right? Use AI. I talked to you guys about that. Chat GPT is free, right? Form your question as specifically as possible. Ask Chat GPT to give you 50 solutions to that problem.
And as you are doing this personal development, if you are fortunate enough to actually come across a mentor, this enhances what you can do, right? Because you can bring the things that you thought for personal development to your mentor, and then you can have your mentor help you flesh out a plan.
Because a lot of people overly rely on the mentor to come up with all of the ideas,
Yeah.
all of the solutions, all of the roadmap, all of the plans, how to achieve the roadmap. And it's just like at that point, the mentor-mentee relationship is like father-child.
Right.
So you want to take a lot more proactive. You want to be more aggressive,
Yeah,
more
yeah.
assertive.
Bring
Right.
bring to the bring.
About the pieces.
Okay, baby.
Oh boy. Bring to your mentor the plans that you have brought about, and then let the mentor say, okay, you can do this, maybe not this, and you know that's a better mentor-mentee relationship. If you are fortunate enough to find a mentor, it's hard to find mentors. A lot of people find mentors online. But if you find the wrong one, some of those
You can be exploited.
Yeah.
Jay Fever said Cat Williams can read 10 books at the same time a month. I heard the same thing, Jay. I can probably read about 4 or 5 books a month. That's it.
Cat Williams, that's the homie.
Orlando Kelly, has anyone read the Bitcoin Standard? Yes.
Yes, we have.
Simon is currently reading Broken Money as we speak.
Shout out to Dr. Safe Dina Moose.
And Broken Money is by Lynn Alden, you guys. It reads like a textbook.
It's
And
this
Sovereign Individual. I don't know who wrote that. I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not familiar. I can't remember
Who wrote that? Orlando Kelly, Sovereign Individual. Let me know in the chat.
I've heard about people reading. I haven't read it, but I've heard a lot of people speak of the book.
Todd Mack is an electronics technician. Okay, so my mindset, you kind of, that's your mindset as well. Orlando Kelly, I had Bitcoin Standard on Audible, need to finish it. Also, again, Todd is another one who would recommend The Price of Tomorrow in your library. I think Tawana mentioned that earlier.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. It's Pete. We'll call him back.
Oh shit.
We'll call Pete back in a minute. Sorry, hubby's friend is calling him.
Yeah. I got
Tawana I was trying to explain to my engineer husband about Bitcoin. He understood it right away. The time, information, energy. He was impressed with the Satoshi white paper. We should have been mining Bitcoin. Your husband could have did it.
Could have did it.
Todd Mack, I listened to this on YouTube, but it was on the audio book. Bitcoin Shango got the clever fox planner. Yeah. This baby finding all his toys, y'all. So I'm so glad you're on your way to the 12-week year. If you need any help, Bitcoin Shango, go ahead in the thing. Email us at access.arbitrage@gmail, and we can help you optimize that planner. So I'm glad about that. The cousins are talking to each other, so I'm gonna let them talk.
Shout out to Orlando. Orlando.
Quick work. I'm loving all of the education I learned from everyone here. That's what we're here for. Chat GPT and Claude 3. Ooh. Todd, how do I use Claude 3? Do I just Google it and then it'll bring it up and I can talk to it? I hope I ain't talking to demons, y'all. I'll be worried about that. I'll be wanting to ask, like, who do you report to? Who is your most high? They don't give me the answers, though.
Cam up, y'all.
I would also recommend Mike Maloney's series, The Hidden Secrets of Money. Yes, Todd, we've been talking about that forever. So The Hidden Secrets of Money is a series on YouTube by Mike Maloney. Simon has spoken to him.
Yeah, he's a family friend.
And he takes you through the history of all of the monetary policies all the way back to when silver and gold were currency.
Yes.
So it's a great series. It's great for your kids. If you guys have kids, nieces, nephews, godchildren, cousins, whatever, right? They should be watching that too to understand the current monetary policy.
Yeah, we put it in our school curriculum for our sons. So they watched the series with 7 videos.
They watched it twice. I think it's 9.
9 videos? Okay, 9, okay. And it's great. Mike Maloney is great.
And instead of binging crap on Netflix, binge that and learn something, right? Have your nieces, your nephews, children should really watch that. And then they'll also get the concept of what is Bitcoin. You don't have to answer that question anymore. You don't have to answer it. They'll get the concept in that series. James Dale Davidson wrote Sovereign Individual. So Simon and I were going to look that up, and we're going to make that book of the month.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that book. Yes, indeed.
Bitcoin Shango is reading Broken Money, What's Government Done to Our Money, and Economics in One Lesson. I love it. Yeah. Bitcoin Shango said the rabbit hole goes deep. Pause. Yep, just Google it. This I was waiting for you to say something behind me. So Thomas said, just Google Claude 3 and I can sign in with the email and talk to that thing. And like I said, I pray to God I ain't a demon. Yes, sir. Episode 4 was an eye opener for me. It's the funny thing you said that I did the same thing when COVID happened. I made my kids watch that with me and had to do discussions. Yep, that's what we did.
And talk about it. But they enjoyed it. And because we do, the silver and the physical silver, we talk over, let them know what it is, what real money is, talk over, bear them with the technical
But they
part
need
of
the
Bitcoin,
information.
but eventually they will get that technical information. But just understand, they understand that they need to be stacking. So,
And we want to get them involved in the 33 free ways to get coins. We're going to welcome the chief who's joining us. Oh, good. Okay, go put it on her. Hi, Chief. How you doing?
Hey, I'm all right. I apologize, y'all.
It's
I
okay,
had
but
to.
we're about to log off though, unfortunately.
Okay, that's
I'm
okay.
sorry, but I do want you, Chief, please, please, please. I want you to tell us when the next Cigars and Crypto is coming on. Talk to the audience, let them know what to expect from you and where to get it.
Okay. The next Cigar and Crypto, I'm gonna try my best to do something tomorrow.
Okay.
While I'm down there, because I usually go on Thursdays and smoke. So just so y'all know, disclosure, it's gonna be a bunch of cigars and a bunch of bourbon, but I don't drink bourbon. I drink tequila. Shout out
Yeah.
to Simon.
Yeah.
Shout out to Simon.
All right.
So I'll have my tequila. I'll be taking shots and I'll be drinking my little tequila drink. But I'll talk about the mixed drink is gonna be Casadores, but I got some other stuff that's a little bit higher quality to take shots with. So I didn't graduate it from I use Casadores to mix now.
All right, we'll have our drinks ready.
I ain't messing with that mezcal.
If it's okay with you, what we'll do is we'll go live on this side, put the link in the chat, and try to get as many of them to hop over there as possible. That way we can get some subscribers and stuff for you. The chief is y'all content cousin. As the first family of Bitcoin, you know Mama Simon is big about supporting your content cousins. We're gonna go live tomorrow.
Late content cousin. I apologize, y'all.
It's okay. It's okay.
But first lady
is...
ordered some food and I had to eat. So
okay.
You know.
She's being presumptuous because you didn't even invite us. Chief.
Oh, well, I'm coming.
To what?
I'm coming to the party. What we're gonna do, content cousins, is we're gonna go live tomorrow with the chief. I'm gonna put how to get over to his YouTube channel because he's not on the Gentlemen of Crypto Network channel. So we want as many of you as possible to subscribe to his channel. That way, whenever he goes live, you guys can catch what the chief is talking about. For those of you new to the show, the chief he does a lot of technicals. He is heavy into Bitcoin, XRP. Chief, give them your SME resume real quick before we wrap up the show. I do.
Okay. So I'm diversified just like y'all are. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, XLM, Cardano, AVAX. I got about 44 crypto tokens that I'm invested in.
You got Casper, you got Quant, you got you got I know
H-bar.
Yeah.
You got H-bar.
H-bar, I got H-bar.
But
I got a lot of stuff.
He's
that
also
should do
a
well.
matter expert in I Trust Capital. For those of you who have questions about I Trust Capital, you can absolutely ask the chief tomorrow during his live. We really appreciate you coming on. We appreciate your support. We appreciate the love that you guys show. And as our content cousins, we love you guys so much. Anything that the first family can do and the chief can do to help support your token journey, wealth journey, your mindset journey. You can always.
Okay, I'm gonna try to. what I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try my best to keep it segmented into cigars, about 15 minutes, cigars and alcohol, and then crypto, and then but in the future, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna start popping up and going live, and it'll be on my channel to where you can learn how to get a software wallet, a hardware wallet, what a crypto exchange is, how to custody your crypto. Because just like the gentleman in crypto, shout out to gentleman in crypto. If it's not your keys, it's not your cheese.
No cheese.
Straight up. And when I ain't talking about nacho like the nacho cheese, I'm
We
talking
ain't
about
talking about
it's
Doritos.
not your money. So you want to make sure that you custody the keys, which is the alphanumeric code for your currencies, your crypto tokens, and you want to custody that in a hot wallet, which is a software wallet, or a cold wallet, which is a longer store if you want to do it like that, which would be a ledger or a treasure or something like that. But I'll explain all that stuff, man. I'm sorry I got on.
We'll talk about it tomorrow, y'all. So be here, support.
And shout out to everybody that just said what's up to me. I appreciate y'all.
And lastly, before we go, please do your 100 goals, right? This is the time. Start organizing your storehouse so that you could accept more capital, more wealth, more prosperity into that storehouse. If you guys need help with that, again, you hit the drop down. It's assets.arbitrage@gmail.com. We answer every single email. We do FaceTime calls. We do not charge you for consultations. We are not financial advisors. We do not give financial advice, but we are here to support you in your journey of up leveling.
Yeah.
We love y'all.
Shout out
have a great night.
Shout out to the First Lady, Angie.
Shout out to the First Lady,
to Angie. We love her.
BK Crypto say, Grizz, what up? What up?
What up, though? What up?
But hopefully,
I appreciate
BK
y'all.
Crypto, you'll be in the room tomorrow. Grizz is gonna. I think BK Crypto been here, so he know that we're gonna go live tomorrow. So Grizz is gonna go live tomorrow. We're gonna go live over here, and we're gonna give you the information so you guys can hop over there to subscribe to his content. That way, when he goes live, you never miss any of his shows. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all. Grizz, stay on. We love y'all, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.